is Friday morning. This is a special called Lafayette City Council meeting. This is being done by conference call. The meeting that we have today is to discuss the postponing the City of Lafayette election. So I'd like to call this meeting to order. Cheryl, you call the roll, please.
Seth Blankenship.
Here.
Pam Cochran. Jason Phelps.
Here.
Roger Russell.
Here.
Steve Turner.
Here.
Jerry Wilmore.
Here.
Okay, we do have a quorum, so we can conduct our business this morning. As I said before, we're here to discuss the postponing the City of Lafayette election. So right now, I'm going to turn the podium over to our city attorney, Jimmy White. Jimmy?
All right, I'll sit at my desk and do that. I want to make sure that each of the council persons, please acknowledge that you received notice of the meeting and that make sure that we are on record as saying it's Facebook Live. Is the radio also live?
Yes, Jimmy, the radio. This is being broadcast live on WLCT FM 102 Country.
Okay, and now if you would just ask everybody to individually acknowledge that they got notice.
Seth, did you receive notice of this meeting by Facebook?
Yes.
Jason, did you receive notice of this meeting by Facebook?
It's by text, but yes, I did receive notice.
Okay. Roger, did you receive notice of this meeting by Facebook or by text?
I did.
Okay. Steve Turner, did you receive notice of this meeting by Facebook or text?
Yes, I did.
Jerry Wilmore, did you receive notice of this meeting from Facebook or text?
Text.
Okay. Oh, yes, Jimmy, everybody has said that they have received notice of this meeting.
Somebody is watching it on Facebook because there's about a second or so delay in Facebook, and I'm hearing it echo back. If you've got it, probably be best to turn down your Facebook feed and watch it, but there's a little delay in the Facebook feed and what we're hearing over the phone.
Okay.
Mayor?
Yes. Oh, hey, Pam.
Yes, I'm sorry. I kept trying to dial in, but I kept getting cut off. So don't know what happened.
Yep. Okay, well, welcome to the meeting. And also, I want to ask you, you did receive notice about this meeting through Facebook or text, correct?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Jimmy,
All right.
Is everything better now, Jimmy?
Yeah.
No? Okay.
I still hear Richard some way.
Yeah, I'm hearing it too.
I don't know where it's at.
I'm not on Facebook. I'm
Okay.
just on the phone.
Okay. As you all know, on Tuesday night we voted to file a petition against the Election Commission asking to continue the election until the August date due to circumstances that have arisen with the COVID-19 pandemic. And that was at with the assistance of the state coordinator of elections, Mark Goins, and also we had some conversations with Barry Doss of the local election, this local coordinator. After the meeting on Tuesday, I sent and began talking with the Election Commission attorney who had some concerns relative to the ability to enter into an agreement with us that should be done, and didn't know of any legal authority or any precedence for that type of action. Mark Goins spoke to the attorney for the commission and still was unable to convince them of that they should agree. And you say, well, what if they don't agree? Well, the problem is if they don't agree, if the county or the county attorney doesn't agree, that we could have to have a hearing, and the hearing time would be probably put us past, or the necessary litigation would probably put us past the date of the early voting, past the date of the election even. So, and if they lost, they could appeal. So you want to do it in a friendly form or a friendly manner to try to get an agreement. And so I have spoken, and after I may have told you all, I have spoken with everybody that is, besides the council members, after you all voted, I spoke with every one of the other candidates but one who I've tried to call twice and couldn't get. And they all were in agreement to continue it. So it's like everybody's in agreement, state coordinator of elections, local coordinator of elections, and the candidates. And we've got this roadblock. And so there are two things that can happen. We kept talking, and late yesterday afternoon, a possible resolution was proposed, at least to get some agreement from to the matter, and that was this. They were afraid that the county might get sued because that, I don't know why. I would have been more afraid that the county would get sued because they went ahead and had it and somebody got sick, one of the election workers, or I would have been more fearful of that than I would have that they might get sued because they postponed it. But be that as it may, that's where we were, and that was what we were up against, or are up against. And so the proposal that was made was that if the county would agree to a continuation of the election and agree to what we proposed the other night, or what we talked about the other night, provided that we would agree that in the event that the county gets sued because they get, we move it, that we will indemnify them. Now, indemnify them against what? Having another election? Well, we pay for this one anyway. We wouldn't have to pay for this one since we're not having it. Indemnify them if that some citizen says you shouldn't have moved it. Well, we'd have to have another election. Is all the nobody can. I don't foresee any possible real lawsuit. There are risks of getting sued every time you walk out the door, but you have to balance those risks, and nothing's risk-free. I mean, if you breathe, you could breathe in a knife flying through the air, but you balance your risk and you try to eliminate as many of them as you can. And here, I don't think that, do I think we should be at this point? No. But do I think that it is a resolution that I could live with? Yes, to get this done and get this moved. And I think that the risk to the city and to the election process is greater not to move it than it is to take the chance that we, the small, minuscule chance that we would be taking and agreeing to that. Do I wish that it had gone easier? Of course. But that's, people have different opinions, and as I say, everybody has, I've been on the phone with the state coordinator of elections more times than I care to talk about. He and I just have talked numerous times over the past 2 days, but that's where we are. And I guess we're looking for some direction or what the council wants to do.
Okay, it's time now for the council members. You have any comments or concerns concerning this?
Well, questions.
Any questions? Thank you.
I welcome any questions.
This is Roger Russell. I got a question.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Roger.
How does TCA 654-138 come into play here as opposed to doing the resolution that we did last time we talked?
Okay, another risk. A risk is that with that, and I've been down that road part of the day yesterday. Yes, it works fine. Now, if we vote on that today and voted on TCA section 6-54-138, we would have to vote on it again next Friday. And that's because we can't pass an ordinance, and our charter says it has to be on 2 readings, and those 2 readings must be 7 days apart. So we would have to vote on it next Friday. And there is, that's the only iffy one about that. The other question about that's of course the day early voting starts, and how much could we, an 11th hour cancellation for Mr. Doss, who's trying to get ready thinking it would pass, and it doesn't pass. And does the electorate know? Then you have the only other thing about that, and that I would add, Roger, as far as that new type ordinance and going that route, is that, as you know, this emergency meeting we publicized on Facebook, on our website, and everything else. And it is exigent circumstances, as most of the people always say, well, how much is enough notice? Well, there is no hard and fast rule that says 24 hours or 48 hours. But the courts love to look and see how well the notice was out there and how well the public had a chance to, of course, the safety net in that here is that even if we voted on it today, we've got 7 weeks where that the public would know we were meeting again, or 7 days, the public would know we were meeting again before it was really passed. That's why you have the 7-day requirement in your charter. And so that's the only other thing relative to that. I think that statute, it's not been, it's usually been done for the purpose of just, a city doing it in the normal course of activities. Of course, this is not the normal course of activities, and all bets, have sort of been off as to what this means as far as the pandemic and you know, can it be used to just continue an election because at this date when it's done said or whatever, nobody's ever challenged it. But again, there's some risk there. Is it much? No, I don't think it's very much either.
So basically, Jimmy, we got two options on this. Is that correct? We could
Yes.
we could basically, what we talked about the very first is for us, that petition that we passed Tuesday. This will be to modify that petition and basically put in it, Jimmy, that the city.
It wouldn't really modify the petition. It would just. It's sort of like it doesn't modify the petition, other than it's sort of like a discussion of a settlement of the lawsuit.
Okay.
It's a lawsuit, and do we want to settle it on those terms? Is that terms that are palatable to us, or do we want to try another route and
follow that TCA 654
and go that
138.
way.
Yes. Okay. So we got two routes to go on this, and I think that's really what we need to decide tonight. If we are going to try to postpone this election, which route do we want to go? And of course, also too, there's been some discussion about changing the date of it. Of course, this is another thing too when they talk about if we want to go with the change, basically to change our motion that we made Tuesday. I know there's been discussion about maybe changing the date. I know I talked with Barry Dawson. We originally was discussing June 18th. But Jimmy, you had a discussion with Barry Dawson this morning. I think they had an emergency meeting of the Election Commission. Is that correct this morning? So
they did, and they're reconvening at 1 o'clock. I think they're sort of, wanting as much finality as anybody else. The one thing that I would mention about the date.
Yes, Jimmy, if you would talk about what you and Barry talked about the date.
Okay, that's the dates we talked about. Any dates you use, if you use June 18 or you use June 25th, you've got to back that up 20 days for early voting to start. So June 18, you're talking about literally May 29th or 30th, early voting start. And Barry had some concern, well, what if we're still in, the offices are closed? And I said, well, that is a question that is very viable. It's not that far down. We wish that everything would be back kicking by then, and we hope it is, but you don't know. I said the one thing that I guess I have some comfort in is that if we went like we voted the other night and went to August, then that is a general election. And that is something that if we get to that stage and there's a problem, I think the state's going to take care of that some way or the other. Where if we went to June 18, I don't want to be here trying to figure out something to do on May 28 because we're still close to being in the same lockdown, or the city hall doors are shut, and or June the 5th. I said the state probably is not going to have stepped in by that point, but I think they will have stepped in to provide for an August solution. And Barry was, I think, in agreement wholeheartedly with that. If you, back to Roger's statement or question about the statute, if you go with the statute, I think you're still obligated completely to the August date because that's the way the statute's written. So, yes, I think that we could resolve the lawsuit and maybe do the June date. That's just, again, that's a risk that we're taking of going either back here where we are today, or is it a risk of going the safe route and going to the August date and saying that if something happens then, well, the state it'll be their baby to cure.
So any other questions from any of the council members?
I got a comment.
Yes, Roger.
Okay.
I personally prefer if we thought we could have it the June 18th date. But if we can't do it on the June 18th, I think that we would be safer by the state laws if we use the TCA 6-54-138 as opposed to going through the court, because that is a state law and we might be safer. But with all that said, I still prefer the June 18th if we thought we could do it safely.
I agree with you. I agree with Roger.
So basically, you agree that basically, so this is Jerry, this you speaking, Jerry?
Yes.
Okay, so you agree that we want to try to, are you saying that we would like to try to have the election on June 18th? Is that what, Roger, that what you and Jerry are saying?
Yes, sir. This is Roger Russell. Yes, sir.
Okay, and Jerry, that's what you're saying, you'd rather have the election on June 18th?
Yeah. And if it turns out that we can't, then we can shoot for another date. Is that right, Jimmy?
Well, we'd have to come back and ask the court to move it again. Now, if we go for the June 18th date, that prevents us from using the statute, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Everybody understands that. If we go with June 18th, then this the statute, the TCA 6-54-138 will not apply. Everybody,
yes, sir.
Everyone understands that, correct?
Yes, I do.
Okay, Jerry?
Yes, sir.
Pam does. Jason, do you understand that?
Yes, sir, I do.
Steve?
Yes, sir.
Seth?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, so Jimmy, it looks like we're going to schedule the election for June 18th, and we're going to.
Wait now. The only thing that I guess I need some action on is that you all vote somebody moves to vote for me to agree to do that, provided two things. One, that we will agree to indemnify them.
Yes.
For any thing arising out of the continuation of the election. And within that realm, not as if, and we will limit it, not that if one of their polling workers, is doing something they would have to do if we held the election.
Yes.
In other words, if one of their workers goes berserk and goes postal, as they say, that's not our baby.
Yeah,
I'm just saying about if somebody sues us, the county and or the city, because we continued the election.
Yes, Jimmy, that's what I was going to ask you, is that since, the council members wants to have this election on June 8th, I think I'd like you to see what you can do to make whatever changes needed to do that.
Okay.
Okay? And we will, if you say you can do that and have no problem, then, and the council members agree, then we'll put this up for vote, okay?
Mayor?
Yes, Roger?
Yes.
I recommend that that our attorney, Jimmy White, read or say what the motion should say, since it's
Yes.
A legal document, and then one of us will agree to move those words.
Okay. You understand, Jimmy?
Yeah, let me ask you one question. And that is, let's say, and try to avoid this occurring here. I try to cover all bases, but if I have not spoken with the attorney for the Election Commission relative to a date other than August, which I've not spoken to him today. I've sent him a message, but no reply. And in the event that we agree to indemnify them and move the election, and our preference is one of the 2 June dates, preferably the earliest, what do you all want me to do, or what authority do I have if, for some reason, we say no, that I get a response, no, it's August or nothing?
Then so be it.
Yep. Of course, you know, the issue there is going to be, because if we're going to go with this TCA 654-138.
Well, it's August or nothing.
Yes. So basically, I guess the question going to be, how's that going to affect Barry Dawes with the election about early voting if we have to vote on using the TCA
Well,
6?
what we'll do, what I'm saying is this. We vote today to say, yes, we'll indemnify the county. Yes, we want the election continued until preferably June 18th or 25th. But if we have to, and he says 25th, then the order would, or he says August, then that's how the order would go down, and that's what Barry would get.
Okay. So basically, Jimmy, we will, if he does say it will be August, we'll still go by what we have passed, the modified what we passed, right? That he will sign off on it to have it in August. Is that correct, or must we have to pass?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Got you. So
To
this
get it moved,
okay.
I guess in a slang terms, to get it moved, we'll agree to whatever date we have to get it moved.
So if their attorney says he wants it in August and he's willing to sign the document, let us, petition the judge, is that what you're saying, that's when we'll do it, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, Mayor?
Yes, Roger.
Russell again?
Yes.
That should be only if we can't persuade the county attorney to
Yes.
have the June date.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
that's what I'm saying, Robert. Yes, sir. Okay, let me phrase it now.
Okay.
The motion would be that we agree to indemnify Macon County Election Commission and/or a subdivision of the Macon County, Tennessee, for any and all liability arising out of the movement of the and hold them harmless. Any and all actions arising out of the moving of the municipal election scheduled for May 7, 2020 until that election is held to a date to be determined, and that the council would prefer that the election be held on June 18, or as soon as possible, no later than August 6th,
Okay.
2020.
Mayor, this is Pam Cochran.
Yes, Pam.
Do we need to make a motion to give Mr. White the authority to negotiate with the Election Commission on the date?
Jimmy, what's your thought on that?
I tried to do that in that motion to say that y'all are moving to move it to a date as soon as possible, but no later than, and I, with authority to negotiate that, it'll be fine if you want to put that in there.
Okay.
Mayor,
Yes, Roger.
Roger Russell.
Yes, Roger.
I so move that we use those words that our attorney Jimmy White just read in our motion. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Jason Phelps, I'll second that.
Okay, we got a motion by Roger Russell and a second by Jason Phelps to approve the, I guess that would be in form of, that would be the, what you read, Jimmy, would be the motion, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
That's correct.
Okay, Jimmy. To approve the motion that Jimmy White made concerning postponing the Lafayette City election to a later date.
Well, that's not exactly, but whatever he said, the words he used.
Yeah, I can't really say everything that he said. And Cheryl.
The important parts are that the minutes should reflect that a motion was made and seconded to agree to indemnify and hold harmless the City of Lafayette, and second, based upon their agreement to move the May 7 election to a date to be determined through negotiation as early as June 18, 2020, and no later than August 6, 2020.
Mayor,
Yes.
Roger Russell again. Shouldn't it also include that you would continue with that petition to the court?
This is a resolution of it. Yes. Yes. I mean, this is a resolution of that petition. The petition's done that.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah. This is sort of like saying what the dollars and cents are you're paying in a lawsuit.
And another thing to be clear, Jimmy, in this motion, this is to hold harmless. You talk about Macon County Election Commission. Is that correct? To hold harmless on this?
That's correct.
Okay.
That's
I want to make sure that it's that instead of in case there's some confusion between that and the City of Lafayette. But this is to hold harmless Macon County Election Commission. That's
Yes, sir.
okay. Okay, we got a motion.
That's it.
Okay, we got a motion and a second. Now, does anyone want to speak to the motion? I guess, I know this is a very complicated motion, and does all the council members understand what this motion is? Understand the motion, what it's going to do?
This is Jason.
Yes, Jason.
My only comment would be, Jimmy, do you mind to type that up and send that to her so she's got it exactly?
Yeah.
Okay.
I will. I'll do it Monday. There's nobody but me, but I will get that Monday.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other comment? Any other discussion? If not, we'll vote on this. This would be a roll call vote. Mr. Blankenship.
Yes.
Ms. Cothran.
Yes.
Mr. Phelps.
Yes.
Mr. Russell.
Yes.
Mr. Turner.
Yes.
Mr. Wilmore.
Yes.
Okay, motion passes. So we will, of course, as Jimmy said, there's another meeting with the Election Commission at 1 o'clock. So we were informed, Barry Dawson, the Election Commission, our decision, and move forward with this. And Jimmy, you said you will do your part about getting everything ready Monday, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, and that does also include getting a judge to sign this, correct?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
so,
We'll do it.
okay,
I hope to tell you, now, don't let me run out on a limb and saw it off on me, but I hope to be able to say to y'all Tuesday afternoon when you meet, it's signed and done.
okay, okay. Any other?
Thank you all for
Yep.
your cooperation. All
Any-
of it.
okay,
I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Jamie. Any other discussion about this postponing the election? If not, that's all. I'd like to have a motion to adjourn.
So moved. There you go, Jerry.
We got a motion by Jerry Wilmore, and the second was made by
Pam Cochran.
Pam Cawthorn. Okay, thank you. Thank you. This meeting's adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you.